Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Candace Yvette, and I am still getting ready for this video. Sorry about the music. But yeah, so in this video, I am going to be going over 4 missing cases, okay? So the first one, let me get my slides up here. Okay, so this is the first case I'm going to be going over. This young lady and her baby. The mother's name is Keir Johnson. Her daughter's name is Chloe Johnson. And from what I've looked up or researched, they have been missing for about 5 years. So I'm going to pull up the circumstances around her disappearance. Okay, and there's a lot of different things coming out about this case. I have tried to look for Keir and Chloe's next of kin. Okay, so I'm still looking. So, like I always do, let's read the circumstances around her missing case. Okay, and she's from Hampton, Virginia. Okay, she's from Hampton, Virginia, and her let's just go over her physical appearance really quick. So she's about 4'11", 5 feet tall, you all. So you're going to be looking for a very short woman. She's about 140 pounds. She's medium complexion. Okay. She's from Hampton, Virginia. So let's go over this case. So it says Keir and her infant daughter, Chloe Johnson, were last seen in a 1900 block of Hastings Drive in Hampton, Virginia on April 30th of 2017. Keir told her mother she was planning on spending the day at Buckrow Beach and Chloe, her baby girl, and a friend, but they never arrived for the meeting. She never arrived to that beach with this friend, okay? And the family reported her missing the very next day. On May 14th, Keir's black 2013 Kia Optima, the Virginia license plate number was V as in Veronica, A as in Amy, W as in warning, numbers 2197. That vehicle was located, okay? It was found abandoned at a trailer park at Jefferson Avenue and Arch Street in Newport News, Virginia. She has no history of running away, and it's uncharacteristic of her to be out of touch with her loved ones. Newport News police are investigating the Johnson's cases, which remain unsolved. Okay. Now currently there's a $35,000 reward. Okay, and you have to, when you contact the Newport Police Department, or Newport News rather, Police Department about this case, you want to have reliable tips. Okay, don't call them and then expect to get reward money if your tips do not lead in finding these 2 women, or this woman and her child rather, and if it doesn't lead to an arrest in the case. Okay, so if you don't have dependable tips, don't call in expecting to get that reward money. Okay, again, she is from Hampton, Virginia. Okay, now, as I always do when it comes to missing cases, I'm going to be putting the police department's contact information in the description box below. But for our visually and hearing impaired audience, I'm going to also, as I always do, say the number. So Newport News Police Department, their number is area code 757-247-2500. Now, Keir, I believe her name is real pretty, y'all. Keir is considered an endangered missing person. Now, I have not forgotten to go over the different categories that endangered or missing persons can be put into. There's a lot of different categories they can be put into. There's different categories, and there's also different alerts. So there's the silver alert, there's the amber alert, there's different alerts that go into missing persons, and there's different categories. Okay, now Keir is considered an endangered missing person. I do believe Amber Alert was put out. And now, usually, when they put out an Amber Alert, as you can see with this case, a child was involved, and they have proof or some type of evidence that somebody in this case was abducted. So when they put out the Amber Alert is for children that they have proof of that have been abducted. Okay, so I'm going to go to this next slide. This photo on your right, okay, this is let me see if I can widen the screen here. Okay, so this photo on your right is a picture of Keir and Chloe's GoFundMe. Now, the person who put this up, her name is Ramona Holmes. I assume that was her next of kin, and I did try to contact Ramona Holmes to see if she could tell us a little more about her family member or loved ones or her daughter's case. What's up, Keek? How you doing today? Okay, so I did try to get a hold of Ramona Holmes, okay? And sometimes families will contact me or they will comment on videos after I post them, okay? So I'm hoping that her family sees this video and reaches out, because sometimes families know a little bit more in detail about missing persons cases than what the public knows. Now, not all the time can families share what they know because it might hurt the investigations, but sometimes they know a little bit more, obviously, about their loved one. So it's things about their loved one and the characteristics or their actions that they can tell us that probably were not mentioned in the missing ad. As you can see, she was considered not only a missing person but an endangered person. So when police departments, and I feel like I have to educate about this because a lot of people do not understand the different alerts or the different categories that missing persons can be put into. So when a police department, again, when they issue that Amber Alert, how you doing, Miss Jingles? So Miss Jingles I'm going to be covering her daughter's case. Her daughter is going to be my third case down. We're going to get to her case, and I'm going to tell you all who she is in just a sec. But when it comes to these missing persons cases, there are different categories that people are put into, okay? And I know a lot of the general public do not understand missing persons cases. Like, for example, your silver alert, a lot of people assume that the silver alert is just for the elderly, when no, the silver alert can be issued to any adult whom that the police that police department has proof that this person is in danger. When they say you're in danger, you're an endangered missing person, what they mean is they have proof that something like crazy happened in your case. Somebody abducted you. You may be in harm's way. You see what I'm saying? So all missing persons do not get these alerts. And a lot of people assume that all missing people should have an Amber Alert or all children should have the Amber Alert. And that's sadly not what it is. Okay. So because she has this Amber Alert and she's been missing for a while, police obviously know a little bit more about this case than what they're revealing to the public, and they know she could possibly be in danger, especially because her vehicle was it was located abandoned in a trailer park, y'all. Okay, and she did not turn up. And the fact that her family reported her missing the very next day, and they said it's not in her character to just not contact her family, we definitely need to be on the lookout. And if anybody knows anything, remember, you can call in anonymously. You can even hit me up. My email is always in the description box below. If you know something and you don't want to contact the police, let me know so I can contact the police, okay? So again, I did reach out to her family. They have yet to get back to me, or I did try to reach the lady, Miss Ramona Holmes, who is running Keir's her GoFundMe. So I did reach out to her, or try to reach out to her rather, because I haven't been able to locate her just yet. Okay, so let me move on to the next case. And y'all remember, it's very important for us, especially black people. It's very important for us to be aware, and it's very important for me to keep covering these missing and murder cases, because from what I understand, from when I talk to different people in the community, a lot of people don't understand how serious these cases are. A lot of these cases do not make the mainstream news or like the national news. They don't make that. Okay, a lot of them barely even make the local news. Okay, So it's very important that we become aware, not only with the people in the individual people who are missing, but how missing cases work. Okay. So my next case is going to be, let me move the slides over, y'all. My next case is Bernadette. Her name is Bernadine Gunner. Okay. She's from New Jersey. Okay. And as you guys know, like I always say in my videos, I'm going to keep reminding you all in the lives, please do not disrespect anybody, the missing persons or murder victims on my channel. For everybody who does not know, when you come over to Black Women Aware and you disrespect a missing person or a murder victim, I immediately block for that. There's no reason for it. Okay. I don't like when people try to blame the victims or missing persons for their own disappearance. There's a lot of things that you guys don't know about these cases, okay? So please be respectful. And if you all give me a minute, I'm going to pull up the circumstances surrounding her disappearance. And I do have a couple cold cases that I will be covering as well, okay? So these cold cases are coming out of the 70s and 80s. And I believe at this time, those families are just looking for closure, you know, because some of their loved ones are possibly, it's a high chance that their loved ones are not in this life anymore. They moved on to the afterlife and they're just looking for closure. They just want to know what happened to their loved one. Okay. So anywho, this is Bernadine Gunner. Okay, she's from Camden, New Jersey. She was last seen around July 10th or 12th of 2010. So it's been about 12 years. Okay, she's about 5'1". Again, she's short. Okay, remember what D.I. said when I interviewed D.I. the other day. He said that predator who took that woman to that abandoned property and chained her up in that abandoned property, what did he say about that victim? He said, Candace, she was short, she was petite, and the man was able to overpower her. So that's what I'm finding with some of these missing persons cases as well with the women. A lot of them, just like Keir, the case I just covered, a lot of them are short women or they're petite. They're able to be overpowered, okay? So anywho, let's get right into this case. And it says Gunner was last seen at her home in the 1300 block of Park Boulevard at 12 a.m. or midnight. At that time, she was last seen wearing a black camisole top, tan khaki capri pants, and a black frame glasses. Okay, so she wears glasses, okay? I couldn't find any pictures of her with her glasses on. Gunner was also wearing medium-sized hoop earrings with studs in the remaining 3 other piercings of her ears. So she has, from what I'm reading for different reports, she has 4 piercings in each ear, okay? She has 4 piercings in each ear, okay? So her piercings must go all around her lobe, okay? She was also wearing a gold wedding ring. She was wearing a gold wedding ring and a gold chain with a cross. Because public records and reports have been scarce, piecing together what happened is impossible for an outsider. And that's not my words, y'all. That's the words in the article. And that's what I find with a lot of these cases. And some of the missing ads, like I know and I understand the police departments, when they put them up, they put up whatever information that they can to help find the missing individual. But some of it is just offensive, because I have one case where it was literally one sentence and it said this individual went missing off this block. It was literally nothing to work with. Okay. So whoever is in charge of putting out these missing ads, the police department is who I'm believing it is. I believe they need to do better, because we need to know as much as possible so we can quickly locate these people and get them back home to their families. Okay. But anywho, let's go on. So it says information regarding her personal relationships is unknown, but it is reported that she was last seen driving away from her home. Investigators reportedly believe that Bernadette was traveling in her vehicle, and both the missing woman and her vehicle have not been located. So one thing that I noticed when a person is missing and their vehicle has not been located, I'm curious, because they said that she's from New Jersey. I'm curious as to whether anybody has checked the bodies of water, or like if there was any reports of cars on fire there or whatever, but I'm thinking about bodies of like large bodies of water, because I know a lot of times when there's suspicion in the case, like the person is in danger and they're missing, I think they should possibly check the large bodies of water for her vehicle. And if you see in this next slide, this is how her vehicle looks. Okay, that's how the vehicle looks. It was a 2006 Hyundai Elantra, and the license plate number was V as in Veronica, N as in Nancy, F as in Francine, 32T as in Tom. That was her license plate number. But remember, like, this picture I got off of Google Images, okay? But her vehicle was the same make and model, but it was blue. That's the only difference, okay? So let us keep going. So it says Gunner, like I just told you all, she's driving a blue four-door 2006 Hyundai Elantra with the New Jersey license plate of VNF 32T. Her ears are pierced, okay? We went over that. She has a keloid scar, okay, up her left arm, okay? Those keloid scars, like they're really odd in appearance. They're long. They look like, you can tell like it's a scar. They're usually like really big scars, and they, people often get them when they have like a laceration or something. So I'm imagining she probably had some type of injury and she got a laceration. And because when you have stitches or whatever, they normally don't. The stitches, if you have a laceration and something happens to you and you have to get stitches, they normally don't leave those big bulging scars. Like, yes, they leave scars, but it's not big and nasty looking. Okay, so keloid scars, they're usually like real long, and I don't want to say nasty because that's not the right term, but they're nasty looking scars. Not saying Miss Gunner was nasty, but the scars are like nasty looking because they don't heal the right way. Okay. So they're left there and they're permanent scars. So that's what I'm referring to when I say nasty is the scar. Okay. Okay, so let's keep going. So it says an indentation in her scalp at the hairline. She has glasses. So she has a keloid scar, an indentation in her scalp at the hairline. She has 4 piercings in each ear. Okay. She wears glasses, and it's also being reported that she suffers from depression, and she may have been suffering with thoughts of unaliving herself. Again, because of the YouTube bots and the censoring, I cannot use the actual terms for fear that these videos can be removed. So when I'm saying that she wanted to unalive herself, I'm thinking it's pretty clear what I'm talking about, especially because she suffered from depression or whatever. So it's a high, she's a high risk missing person. Okay. And again, there's not much information on her disappearance. It's just like every report that I've been able to look up, it just says she's missing and she was last seen driving away from her home. They don't know anything. I'm not sure if her family knows about any of her personal relationships, if she was dating anybody, if somebody called her over to be seen, like for a visit or whatever, or if she just got depressed and got up and just left. So it's not a lot that I know from this side. But if you guys have any information on Miss Gunner's whereabouts, please contact the Camden Police Department at area code 856-757-7041. Again, that number is going to be in the description box below. If you know anything, again, you can even email me. I don't care. I'll call the police department for you. If you don't want to be involved with it, I'll call the police department. I do not give up sources. Okay. It's been people already that has contacted me about missing persons cases, and they've told me things about missing persons cases. Now, usually, if there's any detectives or police departments listening to these videos, I'm going to clear myself right now. Usually people hit me up from fake emails and fake accounts, so I wouldn't know who these people are anyways, but they do leave me a lot of receipts on these cases. Now, I just want to say that, but if you know anything, don't feel shy. Just hit me up in the email and let me know so I can contact the police on this person's behalf, okay? Because every second counts in these cases, okay? So if y'all give me a minute, I'm going to move on to my next case. And the next case is Nya Jingles. Okay. Now, Nya is missing out of the California area. And I'm going to pull up the circumstances of her disappearance now. I was able, thankfully, to get a hold of a next of kin. And as you guys see already, if you scroll my page, I have set up a live stream so you can go over there. You can set a reminder to log in and view that interview that I will be having with Miss Jingles later on today to learn more about her daughter's case. Now, her daughter is considered on the spectrum. Okay, she is considered mentally disabled. Okay, so we really need to be looking out for Nya Jingles. And if you guys give me just a sec, I'm going to pull up her case. Okay, and Nya is from Yorba Linda, California. Okay, she is about 5'9". She's 160 pounds, y'all. Okay, and it says Nya was last seen at 9 p.m. It doesn't say which day in this article. It says she was last seen around 9 p.m. leaving her home on foot. Okay, and she it says Nya was without her, she is without medication. Okay, because Nya is a person with possibly mental disability, so we really need to be looking out for this young lady. Let me skip over to my slides. This is Nya, y'all. This is Nya. This is Nya in these pictures. Okay, Nya is only about 15 years old, y'all. So this isn't only a missing person, but a missing child. And this is a child with mental disability. So if you are in the California area, we really need to be on the lookout for her. Okay, so Miss Jingles is in the comment section. She said May 5th. She said she was last seen on May 5th around 9 p.m. Okay. At the time of her disappearance, she was wearing a blue I can't talk for some reason today, y'all. She was wearing a blue hooded sweatshirt, light blue jeans, and black Nike Air Force One tennis shoes. Nya left with no cell phone, money, or cars. There is no known, okay, at the time of this article, there was no known destination for Nya Jingles. But from what I researched, the latest report said that she could be going to Long Beach. Okay, she could be on her way to Long Beach. Okay, so we really need to keep a lookout for her. Sorry, y'all, my phone timed out, so I have to look up the police department. And again, if you have any information on these cases and you don't want to contact the police department, you can hit me up. Okay, my only thing is we need to find this child and the rest of the women that I'm sharing on these cases and get them home to their loved ones. I don't care who you are, you know what your involvement is. My only thing is getting this young lady back home safe to her mother. Okay, so let me just pull up the number here. And again, later on today, around 6 p.m. Eastern time, I will be going live with Nya's mother so we can learn more about these cases, because Nya is a teenager who, from what I've researched, she allegedly went missing before. Okay. And there was a lot of confusion as I studied this case because I didn't know if she had been found or not because of the situation the last time that she went missing. Okay. So the Orange County Sheriff's Department, their number is area code 714-647-7000. Again, that number is area code 714-640-7000. Okay, so if you know anything, please contact the Orange County Sheriff. Again, for Nya's case, I have been able to locate her mother. She will be in a live with me later on today so she can share what she knows about this case and the details surrounding it. She could tell us all about Nya, all about her characteristics and things like that, so we know what to look out for. Again, Nya, at the time of her disappearance, she was 15 years old. Okay, so we need to keep that in mind that this is a child we're dealing with. Okay. And now I'm going to move on to the next case. These are some more pictures of Nya. I will be sharing these pictures in the live when I go live with her mother later on today. Okay. Okay, again, she's considered a critical missing person, and they're considering her a critical missing person because Nya may be a person or is a person with mental disabilities. Okay, so that's why they're considering her a critical missing person. Okay, and again, y'all, I'm so busy with missing and murder cases, but I promise y'all I will put together an educational video that goes over the different categories and the different alerts that concern missing persons. Okay, so because you can go missing, it could be a tornado or a hurricane in your area, and you're considered a it's considered a catastrophe. So you would be in that category of a catastrophe missing person. There's different categories that they put you into, from what I've learned studying these cases. But again, because because there's evidence that she has possibly ran away before. We really need to be on the lookout for this young lady, because from what I've learned, whenever, especially when it's our black girls, whenever there's like a history of runaways, the police departments, as much as I hate to say it, but police departments really won't look for them like they should. They'll put it on the back burner. Okay, as we're seeing with the Felicia Johnson case and the Keisha Jacobs case. Okay, and a lot of other cases. A lot of times, from what I'm learning, nationally, all around the USA, a lot of times these cases, especially if they have a history of running away, they will put them on the back burner. We really need to be looking out for this young lady, because again, she is a person with mental disabilities. Okay, so it's possible that she could be, it's a high chance she could possibly be taken advantage of, y'all, and I really don't want that for her. For those of y'all who watch my channel and you're loyal to Black Women Aware, you know yourselves that I also have an autistic child. So this case pretty much hit home for me. And I can only imagine what her family is going through, but my prayers are with them. And I'm glad that I was able to get a hold of her next of kin so we can find out more about that case. But at this time, I'm going to move on to my next case. And I don't have pictures of this young lady. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I uploaded pictures of, but the next case, and I'm gonna have to go over it later because I thought I put them in this live and I didn't. That's what happens when you work off of 4 hours of sleep. But my next case is Breandrea Wiley. Okay. Now, Breandrea's case, I will go over again because I don't have the pictures up, but just to kind of give y'all a heads up, because I didn't put them in my slides. Breandrea is from Houston, Texas. Okay. She's from Houston, Texas. Okay. Let me pull up the circumstances of her missing case. And you're welcome, Miss Jingles. It's no thank you ever needed, because I feel like as a community, we should be doing this already. We should be looking out for each other as a community. I feel like we should bring that back. I don't know what happened to, looking out for each other, and it's sad that these type of situations, when it comes to missing and murder cases, a lot of times they don't get the attention that they deserve. That's always been my frustration with running Black Women Aware, is because a lot of times what I'm finding is these cases, not only do they slip under the rug with the police departments, but they slip under the rug with the community as well. And it's scary. Nobody really cares until it hits home. Okay, so I'm gonna read these posts, but then later on I'm gonna let me see if I can add in pictures of Breandrea. Okay, just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because if I'm going to cover her case, I'm going to try to add in photos of her, which I thought I did. Okay, so let me see. I'm just going through. Okay, hold on, y'all, because I thought I added in photos of Breandrea, but I am going to try to get them up. Okay, just give me a second, because she is possibly endangered as well. So that's why I'm going through this last minute ditch effort to get her photos up here. Because there's also, like, people are talking, and there's also a person of interest around this case. Okay. So if y'all just bear with me. Let's see here. Okay, let me see. Bear with me, y'all. And again, I have so many of these cases in my backlogs that it takes me like a little while to find stuff. That's why I'm starting to cover missing persons cases in live videos, and I'm starting to cover multiple missing persons cases rather than just one at a time. Because again, I don't know if you all were there when I was talking about how I try to keep up with Black femicide, and I just cannot keep up with Black femicide. But Black Femicide US is a organization, and they cover the murder cases of Black women and children. So if, you know, God forbid, if anybody ever makes their page, that means that person is no longer with us. She doesn't cover missing and murdered. I cover missing and murdered. But I told her one day, I said, I cannot keep up with you. I said, I tried. The minute I drop one video for Black women and children, she has dropped about 10 more. She's dropped 10 more videos. So that's, just think about how fast Black women and children are being unalived. Okay, think about that. That's scary to me. That is scary, y'all. It doesn't take me long to put together, like, even if I have to edit. Now, a lot of people, a lot of content creators, they don't like to edit their videos and put videos up. They don't like to pre-record. Once they can go live, they like to just go live because they can do that video and have it done and just put it up. They don't have to edit it. They don't have to go back and do any of that stuff, right? So I like to go live, and I like to still do my pre-recorded videos, right? But what I'm finding is it is so many missing and murdered cases, and you know, from that demographic, Black female, you know, it's so many that the minute I drop one video, the minute I completely researched the video, I got it, you know, everything edited right. I upload it, I put it on YouTube. I'll go back to either, you know, Black Femicide, or I follow a bunch of news media. I follow different people who work these cases as well. The minute I do it, y'all, Black Femicide has 10 more cases up. And again, she does not cover missing and murder. She covers murder cases. So think about that. I dropped one video, she got 10 more cases up. That's 10 more Black women that are gone. Think about that. Think about it. You know, seriously, that's scary when you do think about it. So I am getting these slides ready, y'all. Just give me 1 second, because this young lady, she had a lot of suspicion around her disappearance as well. In her case, again, it's another case that I don't know much about, because it's not much out there about this case. This is why I go the extra mile and I reach out. And if I can get a hold of a next of kin, I will. I'll take that risk and I'll reach out, because what I'm finding is, like, they don't put out a lot about these cases. And then not only do they not put out a lot, but you know, it's not much out there. They're not making the news. Okay. So my slides, okay, so here we go. So this is Breandrea Wiley, okay? This is Breandrea Wiley, okay? So we're going to go over the circumstances of her disappearance, okay? And again, she's from Houston, Texas. And I'm going to read the other stuff that I found on her case as well. Because literally some of these cases I can Google. I remember I was covering the Alina Lawrence case out of Cali. And y'all know when I covered that case and I Googled Leah Lawrence's name, nobody video on Alina Lawrence popped up but mine. So that tells you how much these cases are going under the rug, okay? But again, Breandrea Wiley is from Houston, Texas. She's about 5'4". She's about 115 pounds. Now, note that height and weight. We got to pay attention to that as well. Note these young ladies' height and weight, okay? Breandrea, y'all, she's 5'4", she's 115 pounds. And I'll never forget what DI said in that live that we did the other day. He said the young lady that was chained in that abandoned house, she had the same height and weight as Breandrea. She was able to be overpowered, is what I'm getting to. She was able to be overpowered. Okay. So let's get into the circumstances of her disappearance. So it says Wiley has not been heard from or seen since January 12th of 2022. She is from Columbus, Texas, and is also known as Bree. No clothing, no vehicle information is available at the moment. And it says that updates will be available as they come. So again, this is another case where a missing person is gone and they really don't know nothing. Okay. And it frustrates me because when I cover these cases, like, I hate to say it, but I have to be real on this channel. You'll see her face, but because there's not a lot about the case, people will easily forget her. And that's what I'm trying to prevent. Okay. Now let me go to the other information that I found on Breandrea Wiley. Okay. So I found a post from a young lady who says that she grew up with Breandrea. Okay. And I'm going to read that post. It says, this is Breandrea Wiley, also known as Bree. She is missing from the Houston, Texas area, but she's originally from Columbus. I know her since elementary and have had many classes together since then. I know her as the silly and sometimes shy girl with life who knew how to make people laugh with her goofiness. And that's how I picture her coming back to her family as. She is 19 years old. Please, I beg you all, with or without children, please share and repost to have more. Okay, now I'm reading this, so you remember this is their right, and I'm going to try to edit it, mentally edit it as I go along here. So she says, please, I beg you all, with or without children, please share. I don't know what children has to do with this, and this is no offense to the original poster. I'm just trying to piece it all together mentally, okay? So it says, share and repost to have more people know of her missing. Let her family know of your support and awareness to find and bring her home to where she was wanted by many. And I couldn't agree more. So I found something else concerning this case. This young man here, they said he was the last person to have been in contact with Bree. Okay. And that's why his picture is up there. He was the last person to be in contact with her. Let me get my notes. Okay. And his name is John Ramon, and he also goes by Rico Brown. They said he was the last person to have seen this young lady before she went missing. Okay. And this is the best picture that I could find of him. Okay. This is the best picture I could find of him. And let's see. Let me look up this number that you all can contact. And it's obviously going to be in the description box below. But for the visually impaired, I'm going to read it off to you all once I get a hold of it here. Because, this young lady, again, because there's a suspicion that she was possibly abducted. Again, like, I don't want people, like, we need to know the difference between the definitions of missing and abducted. Abducted is when somebody comes in and they take you, okay? And the reason why I'm stressing this is because, again, her height and weight, she fits that same height and weight as the other women who, when they go missing, they're just not missing, they're abducted, okay? So not to scare anybody, but if you're short and you're petite, you really need to get into self-defense classes. You need to start carrying a firearm if you can, if that's available to you in your state, because we know that many states have different laws and things. Okay. So now this post, I'm going to read this post to y'all, and then I'll read the number for the Houston Police Department. Okay. This post is more about this Rico guy who possibly and allegedly has something to do with Bree's missing, with the fact that she's missing. Okay, so let me read it. So it says, more information. He drives an old black Jeep truck. His real name is John Roman, or AKA Rico Brown. This girl, and they're referring to Breandrea, is missing from Columbus, Texas. Remember, y'all, she's originally from Columbus, but she's actually missing from Houston. Okay. Okay, so it says she's missing from Columbus, Texas, on the other side of Katy. She had last spoken to this man. She went missing in Houston, Texas. I woke up to this devastating news. She is a known friend of mine. I have a lot of questions as to why I'm just now seeing this flyer, and she's been missing since January. Okay, and I'm glad this original poster, who I'm going to allow to remain anonymous, but I'm glad that they put that in their article. Okay, now this post was created on April 28th, y'all. It was created April 28th. She said that not only is this young lady her friend, but she said the young lady has been missing since, again, January, y'all, January 12th of 2022. And not only is she her friend, but she's just now learning of the case. Okay. That goes to show y'all how when Black women and children go missing, those cases are quickly swept up under the rug. And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to bring up Gabby Petito's case to say, hey, you know, Gabby Petito didn't also deserve to be found to have justice brought to her case. But if you Google Gabby Petito, CNN has a timeline from when she went missing to who saw what, to who did what, where the man was. But they can't tell you to the first where these young ladies are disappearing to, what's happening to them. You know, I don't believe that every police department in America are just that swamp. Yeah, they have cases and stuff that they cover, but there's different detectives for different cases, y'all. Okay, I believe, and I hate to say it, but I believe, you know, a lot of them just don't care. Okay, let me keep going. So this young lady continues on and she says, I don't have answers, but please, Houston, if you've seen her or him, reach out. Okay. She's 19 years old and her name is Breandrea Wiley, also called Bree. Okay. And again, other than the organizations that are set up like Black Women Aware to help find missing persons, and this friend, which, you know, she's blessed. Hey, Bloop Bloop. She's blessed. Bree is blessed to have a good friend like this young lady. I'm going to allow the friend to remain anonymous, but this friend and the missing persons organizations are the only ones who I see mentioning Bree's case. Okay. And it's sad. This is why I encourage y'all, if you know Black women in business, you know, or Black women in self-defense classes, or they're running their own self-defense classes and they have that kind of business, have them reach out to me and email me, because that's why I stress for everybody on that listens to Black Women Aware, learn self-defense. Don't learn just how to pick up a firearm to defend yourself, because as I stress all the time on those channels, self-defense claims are hard. They're not easy cases. It's hard to go in front of a judge and say, hey, I unalived this person because they were trying to abduct me, or they were, you know, it's hard to prove that. So learn self-defense with your hands first. Learn how to defend yourself with using your body, with learning certain tactics. Like if y'all look on my community wall, I posted a flyer that I found that teaches you certain tactics to defend yourself or to get away from somebody. Now, of course, I'm not going to tell you guys, like for those of you who do have firearms, not to use your firearms if you feel your life is in danger. But what I am saying is, you know, because it's going to be that circumstance. Your firearm is not a part of your body. It's not a hand or a foot. Okay, so it's not going to be on you 24/7, 365. Okay, so you're going to need to learn self-defense skills, especially if you're under 5 feet tall and you're petite, because I'm finding a lot of these young women that are being abducted are that category. Okay, so you need to know self-defense skills, because you need to know how to fend off a person, either until you can get a hold of your firearm or if you don't have your firearm with you. Okay. Seriously, I'm not trying to sound like I'm joking. I'm not joking, y'all. You know, it's heartbreaking to keep having to find these cases. And I'm just one person. I am just one person. I run this channel completely and solely alone. And like, I hate to bring this up because it's kind of embarrassing, but sometimes when I listen to the playbacks on some of my videos, it sounds like I'm mixing my words up, because, and that's proof to y'all that I don't get no sleep. I'm always on it with these cases. I can never stop, because again, I can't even keep up with Black femicide. I cannot keep up with black femicide. I dropped one video, she got 10 cases on her channel. And it's scary because, again, black femicide do not cover missing cases. They cover murder cases. Okay, so you really need to learn how to, I don't even care about the racial background of the person. I promote black female business on this page. That's why I said black female self-defense. If you can find those kind of businesses, refer them to me. But at this point, y'all, I retract that statement. I don't care who runs a self-defense class. If y'all know anybody who run a self-defense class, send them my email so I can have them on the show. Okay, I could care less about business promotion. I don't give a damn if they make money or don't make money from me interviewing them. I give a damn about people being able to defend themselves and get people off of them. Okay, if you go down my timeline, there was a 16-year-old girl, 16 years old, y'all, who literally, you can see her on the camera. She ain't bothering nobody, because a lot of times when it comes to black women and children, what do they assume? Oh, she knew what she was doing. She was being fast. They always blame black women and children for their own murders and missing cases. They never blame these predators. But you can see in this video with this 16-year-old girl, she at the bus stop. She getting ready to go to the schoolhouse. Again, y'all, I'm old school. I say schoolhouse. She's getting ready to go down there to the schoolhouse, get her education. She got her backpack on. She cleaned up and she ready to go for the day. She's sitting there literally minding her own business. Okay. A man approaches her and literally tries to pick her up and put her in his vehicle. Okay. And the only thing that was there that saved her physically is a chain link fence. She was able to grab hold of that fence and hold on and fight him off. And then as she's seen in that video, she's walking away, she's backing away, and she's walking backwards from him. Now, anybody else, because I hate sometimes when you get on social media and people judge these young women and they blame them and stuff, so I was explaining in that video, hey, she's probably walking backwards to keep an eye on him, because a lot of people would have said, hey, why didn't she just turn around and just run or whatever? No, I thought she was pretty smart for just turning and keeping an eye on him and backing up, because if you run away, he could have grabbed that backpack and pulled her down to the ground. But if you look on my community wall, if you look at that flyer that I shared, y'all, it's certain tactics that you can do when you're face to face with somebody that will get them up off of you. Okay, it's certain self-defense tactics that you can do just with your hands that will get them up off of you. So I was glad that that young lady walked away backwards so she could keep an eye on that man, because had she turned around and put her back to him, ain't no telling what he could have did. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever had a little toddler, for the mothers and the parents out there? Have you ever had a little toddler act like he was going to run off and you grab their little backpack to kind of pull them back close to you? They even got those backpacks with the leashes on them where you can keep hold of the child. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so glad that that young lady did not turn around and walk away and turn her back on that abductor, because he could have pulled her down by her backpack and held her and got her out the backpack, picked her up and went into the car with her, like he was planning on doing. And then I'm also mad because, again, most of these sick predators, I don't feel like, this is my opinion, I don't feel like they can be rehabilitated, because with that man in that certain case, and yes, I'm getting heated about it because I'm tired of it happening, but with that man in that certain case, y'all, he had just got out of jail for an armed robbery. He had just got out. Had not even been out a freaking week. Excuse me if I cuss. I'm trying my best not to cuss, okay? But these cases work me up. He had not been out of jail a week, and here he is. Instead of trying to get his life together and put crime and stuff behind him, he out trying to abduct somebody's child, okay? Let me look up this case so y'all know which one to look up when you go and you research and you want to find it on Black Women Aware, because that one set me off. And then not only that one, but the other one with the woman in the Bronx, and she had been raped. Okay, again, I have to speak. I have to censor my words because of the YouTube bots, but she had been raped, right? And she was in the Bronx minding her own business, probably just got off, had a long day down at work, minding her own business in her apartment elevator, and a man jumps on the elevator with her, pulls a knife on her, robs her, okay? and he dresses himself. And this is viewer discretion advised, but he dresses himself. He puts a condom on and proceeds to grape her. Okay, and when I looked up that case, not only did he grape this woman, but he had just got out for it, the same crimes, y'all. 6 weeks. He had only been out 6 weeks. He had just did 16 years for the same. Y'all, excuse me, because I'm getting ready to cuss, and I'm angry about this stuff. He had just did 16 years, damn near 20 years for the same bullshit back in 2005 and 2006. Got out, had not been out even 6 weeks, had not even changed how he preys on his victims. He hadn't even changed how he preys on his victims. He did the same thing back in 2005 and 2006 that he did in 2022 to that young woman in that Bronx elevator, in that apartment elevator, going home, minding her own business. Okay? He didn't change up nothing. Just like what he did with the cases back in 2005 and 2006, he found those women alone in the elevator, robbed them, and raped them. He didn't change up nothing. I believe, and this is my opinion, because at this time I don't have no proof, but I believe with the 2022 case, the only thing that he changed from the 2005 and 2006 cases is that he dressed himself. Because again, like I was telling y'all when I was interviewing D Ice in that live, these criminals don't get better. They just learn how to be better criminals. So in the 2022 case of this grape victim, he learned, oh, okay, I need to dress myself before I attack these women and put them through all these trauma, because they have DNA and they can match it back to me. So if I really want to get away, I need to dress myself. But his dumb ass forgot there's a certain thing called AI. We're living in the world where everything is, computers are running everything. Y'all, computers are running everything so much that when you go on to certain sites, you can't even apply for a job, a new credit card, shop, nothing. What the computer asks you, what does the robot ask you when you're doing anything, when you're trying to apply for anything on anything? What does the robot ask you? The robot asks you as you're applying for anything. It says, are you a robot? Tell me I'm lying. It asks you, the robot asks you before it allows you to proceed to apply for a thing. It says, are you a robot? We're living in a robotic world. We're living in a technology ran world, okay? But the dumb rapist, he forgot because he looked dead up at the camera. He forgot. He looked dead up at the camera and he forgot it was a camera recording everything. And his dumb ass looked up and put his whole face in the camera. Okay? So hold on. Let me look up these cases. I'm going to give y'all the Houston Police Department's number. I just got riled up because it's starting to really tick me off how not only are these cases not getting a lot of attention, but the stuff keeps happening and everybody keep going on like we're not living in a crisis, especially in the Black community. Stuff is firing me up, y'all. And I apologize again for cursing. But the first case where I was talking about the 16-year-old, that case, the title on blackwomenaware is Man Attempts to Kidnap Child from Bus Stop. Okay? That was the first one. This stuff got me riled up, y'all. Okay? We got to be smarter. We cannot keep denying what's really happening. We got to stop. Please don't work in the spirit of pride and believe this can't happen to you. Because when you say to yourself, oh, this cannot happen to me, basically what you're saying is you're up there and everybody else is down there. And that's literally you operating in the spirit of pride. It can happen to anybody. These women did not cause their own missing. Okay, they didn't cause their own cases, because a lot of times, they say, oh, she was being fast and she knew what she was doing when they're being abducted. They didn't cause it by themselves, okay? I get so tired of that. But the one of the story that I mentioned about the rapist, it says urgent rapist on the loose in the Bronx. And that's what it's titled on blackwomenaware, okay? That's what it's titled as if you want to see that. But that, again, back to that 16-year-old, y'all. That 16-year-old was not dressed flashy. She wasn't dressed anything. She wasn't even standing, because they'll find any reason to blame a Black child or a Black woman for their own missing and murder case. They will blame anything. She wasn't standing seductively. She wasn't dressed trashy or none of that. That young lady was dressed and prepared to go and learn something. And this idiot, this demon came and still approached her. I'm so glad she got away. I am so glad she got away. And as I watched it, y'all, you know how we watch the videos and we be like, you know, I'd have did this, I'd have did that. And me personally, I'm glad that young lady just made sure to keep space and distance between herself and her abductor. But, you know, had it been me, and I'm not talking about her, but I'm talking about Candace Yvette, I wouldn't be here to do the channel no more, y'all. I would be locked up for unaliving that man because I get so tired of these people going in the neighborhoods and messing with the innocent. Okay, it rubs me wrong. It's a big pet peeve of mine. Okay, you know, y'all pray for me because I get very angry about this stuff. Okay, so I am going to find the number for Breandrea Wiley. Okay. And then I'm going to get off because I'll be going live again in about an hour here. Okay. So the Houston Police Department's phone number is area code 832-707-1284. That number again is 832-707-1234. And that's if you have any information on the whereabouts of Breandrea Wiley. Okay, y'all, please look out for these young ladies. Share their stories. Share this video. Do something. Make sure y'all like the video because it helps the algorithm. And when you like the video, it helps to get these videos more exposure. Okay, this ain't about me or anything like that. It's about these young women and getting them more exposure. Okay, y'all be blessed. Leave your thoughts and your comments down below. Please keep them respectful. And as I always say, be safe, be alert, and be aware. This is Candace Yvette, and I am signing off.